is ABC News continuing live coverage of war with Iraq. I'm Peter Jennings at ABC News headquarters, along with almost the entire ABC News team all the time, both here and in the theater of war, which is changing as we go along. We have not, as best we can tell, seen the huge offensive that is still anticipated, but U.S. forces, Marines and Army have already crossed the Iraqi frontier in the south, and there have been several significant attacks, as far as we can tell, on Baghdad itself. Several neighborhoods, 3 distinct locations in the center of Baghdad, we're told by our correspondent and others, are smoking after apparently having been bombed. There were heavy detonations and quite a lot of anti-aircraft fire. At about 9 p.m. local, that's about an hour ago, it's 10 p.m. in Baghdad now. And this is, we believe, to be part of what the Secretary of Defense told us it was at a briefing several hours ago at the Pentagon, a opening, continuing pressure and attack on the Iraqi leadership, either trying to get Saddam Hussein and his 2 sons particular, or to get other members of the leadership campaign or the leadership, or try to get them to turn on Saddam Hussein himself. And various people we have talked to today who know the Iraqis quite well are not altogether confident that is going to work, but you get a clear difference of opinion. We also told you a little while ago that the military spokesman, or an ace spokesman, a government spokesman in Baghdad, had come out and said that a U.S. helicopter was shot down, and we questioned whether or not it was the one that actually went down in the western desert several hours ago. Here's the kind of contradiction that occurs very often in the middle of war. The Iraqi spokesman says that the American helicopter that was shot down was carrying troops and equipment, and he described it as a Sikorsky-type helicopter. We actually believe that the Special Forces helicopter that crashed in the western desert was a PAVE-low carrying Special Forces troops, but you get that clear discrepancy there. The Iraqi military spokesman may well have been taking advantage of information that was available in the international airwaves very quickly, but as far as we currently have been told by both Washington and Baghdad, the helicopter was, from Washington's point of view, a PAVE-low, which is a helicopter used by Special Forces to transport men. And while the helicopter went down, we are told that all of the Special Forces men on board were picked up and rescued subsequently. There are a lot of little bits and pieces around at the moment, because on the whole perimeter of the campaign at the moment, there are things going on. Residents in Kuwait report not too long ago, just to give you some sense of the chaos that war causes, is that all of their cell phones and their international communications were very, very difficult to use, and nobody could figure out until we realized that the largest population in Kuwait are third country nationals, largely from the subcontinent, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. And when war began, it is believed now in Kuwait that they were all trying to call home and make contact with their families from Kuwait, and that jammed the lines. That is a live picture now from the USS Constellation, one of the absolutely key aircraft carriers in the Gulf. And you can see on the deck now, don't know precisely what it is, others will, and ABC's Ron Claiborne reports from the USS Abraham Lincoln that there is now a steady drumbeat of aircraft taking off from all of the carrier groups, and there are 5 carrier groups, 2 in the Red Sea and 3 in the Gulf at the moment, all of them taking off, going off on missions, many of them coming back with their ammunition on board, not having either been satisfied that the target they were intending to hit, but a steady, as he describes it, a drone of aircraft taking off. And there goes one. To give you some extent of the forward-lookingness, we listened in on the State Department briefing a little while ago. ABC's Martha Raddatz reported from State that the department has already begun in the last couple of days working with the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund and international donor countries like Japan and the Arab states to put together what